Hey guys, it is a very cool evening here in Victoria. Beautiful, beautiful day, but yeah, a little bit cool. But today is a pretty cool day. We got our comfrey delivered. It came all the way from North Carolina, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get it to grow. But if not, we'll figure it out. We'll get it from another source. So, and we were able to get this and the raspberry canes that we ordered, or at least we justified it because of all the money that we saved by scrounging some stuff up around Victoria, like pots and plexiglass and some other building materials that we're gonna do some projects with here in the near future. But that got me thinking, is that, you know, we've done a lot of videos of our free finds and great stuff that we found around Victoria. And if you're a brand new gardener, I think one thing that you need to kind of keep in mind, or that I wish I kept in mind last year as a new gardener, was that gardening can be a very, very steep learning curve. So, you know, one of the things I did last year was I got onto Google and I got onto YouTube and I typed in the keywords and found out all this great information on how to grow great plants and save a bunch of money doing it. The problem with that is, or the challenge for that for me is that I was a brand new gardener. I had no experience, and the people that were showing me how to do these things were very experienced gardeners, and they had great soil. They knew exactly when to sow their seeds. They knew when to transplant their seeds. They knew when to take their transplants and put it into their great soil. The thing that I love about gardening now is getting my hands in the dirt and growing things. But it kind of takes a while to get to the point of where these experts are. The very experienced gardeners, they've made a lot of mistakes. They've learned from them. A lot of the people that I watch have really solid communities behind them that help them learn and help each other learn. I mean, that's another great resource for new gardeners, is to find a content creator on YouTube that is in relatively the same gardening zone that you are, and go check out the channel, check out the videos, but go check out the comments. Look in the comments and see if people have posted questions and that they were answered by other people, but especially the content creator. I know it's a difficult thing to do for a lot of creators. Like, obviously the way YouTube works is the bigger you get, the more people they watch, the more comments that they leave. But, you know, as new gardeners, I'm more interested in getting the information that, you know, I need. I'm a bit selfish in that way. I was super fortunate this year. A little bit unfortunate because I was a little under the weather, but I ended up running into a YouTuber from Europe, from the UK, who is basically in the same gardening zone as we are. And it's obviously Terry King. I've watched hundreds, well, I guess almost 1,000 of his videos now, which is kind of embarrassing, but I don't care. He has taught me a lot. And the thing I noticed with Terry is that every comment that I left, he answered. He's got tons of subscribers, tons of viewers. He just went over 2 million views, but he realizes that he learns best and his community learns best by the comments and the interaction of people in the comments. And once I realized that, I started reading the comments, and not just waiting for my comment to be answered, but I would read other people's comments, and there was tons and tons of things I learned. I ended up starting taking screenshots of the comments because they were so good, and I've got them kind of organized in folders for specific things, like, you know, growing carrots or whatever. But it's just invaluable information to be able not only to watch a content creator, but also be able to ask them specific questions of things that you may not understand. And believe me, I didn't understand a whole lot, and I asked some really really, let's say, basic questions, and Terry answered them. He just answered them, and sometimes multiple times. But I mean, that's just the way I learn. I don't necessarily learn the first way. I'm definitely not a book person. I kind of learn from, having my hands in the ground with gardening, and a lot of times it's through failure. Like last year we failed a ton. Like a lot of times we fail. Terry fails. Like the most experienced gardeners fail, and that's kind of how we learn. That's something I highly recommend, is find, people or creators in your growing zone that will, answer your questions. One of the things I wish I would have done last year, knowing kind of the little that I know now, the very little that I know now, I've got a long way to go in gardening. If you're looking for how to grow the best of, we're definitely not the channel. And that's cool. We're basically on a bit of a gardening journey here, and kind of a transformation. One of the biggest things that I wish I did last year was talk to, like, our neighbor has an awesome garden. We have a family member that's an awesome gardener, and ask them some questions about what grows well here, what doesn't grow well, how they do things. It's a huge resource. Even like the local garden centers, those people are paid and trained to be able to provide you with information, soil, seeds, if you want to do the seed route, or seedlings that you can just buy from the garden center and then transplant directly into your garden or into your raised bed, or whatever it is. Yeah, and the other big thing too is like, a lot of you guys, you have family, you have kids, you have 2 full-time jobs. There's a huge time crunch. So if you have the money, go ahead and spend it. Get yourself some raised beds, some pots, some hanging baskets, whatever it is. Go to your local garden center, talk to them, and don't get overburdened with doing things cheap and doing things necessarily from seed, transplanting, then potting up into something else, and then putting it into your garden. I'd highly recommend just going to your local garden center and talking to them and buying some plant starts. Last year, I mean, we started lettuce in egg cartons, and it was great. I mean, it was fun to do, but what happened was because we didn't know any better, I didn't know any better, I left them in there so long that they actually like stuck into the egg carton. So I had to, when I transplanted them, basically they all died because I tore the roots right off. So yeah, I mean, whatever, it was a fail, but I kind of learned from that, and this year we're gonna probably not go that way. But yeah, if you're new and you're busy and you got kids, go spend the 3, 4, 5, whatever, to have it, not done for you, but have it in a way that you can do it on a Sunday afternoon and get stuff growing. Because at the end of the day, if you can grow something and put it on your table, I pretty much guarantee you'll be hooked on gardening. That's really kind of what hooked me, was the fact of, oh wow, not that I did this cheaper than I can get at the grocery store, because I mean, even though prices are skyrocketing, your first few years, you've got beds to pay for, soil to pay for, stuff like that. You're not doing it to save money. It's more the taste and the nutritional value is like off the charts. My wife has a shirt from one of her favorite YouTubers that says, "Store-bought tomatoes taste like disappointment," and that kind of nails it. Like it really does. Once you have your own tomato or your own cucumber, I think you'll be growing them for a very, very long time. So yeah, I mean, doing stuff cheap and on the fly is great, but that takes some time, and it takes a lot of experience, and no amount of, for me, I'm just talking for me, no amount of book reading or even YouTube watching will be able to make up for experience. Now, that being said, me and Colleen and Clive and the boys, we're going pretty big. So with that, we know we're gonna make a lot of mistakes. Like it's just gonna happen because, you know, like be able to tell what a plant needs from the soil, that's going to take some years to do, and the only way we're going to find out is through we'll have successes, but we're definitely going to have some failures too, but we're all fine with that, because I mean the fun of it is just kind of, you know, doing it together and having a good time. So yeah, that's something I would definitely recommend. All right, so it's actually getting dark out now. This is like the first YouTube video I scripted because I wanted to be able to hit some points and keep it succinct and crisp and clear, and I've gone and rambled through every segment, but that's just kind of what you get with me. Just to kind of quickly wrap it up, me and Colleen are super happy with what we've done on YouTube. We started, what was it, in April, I think? Yeah, it was April last year, and we were just emailing our mums the videos we're doing, just to kind of show them the garden and cheer them up or whatever while all the restrictions were on. But as we've gone, and you know, I've really started to love the gardening, and especially doing it with Colleen, and we love making the videos, and Colleen really likes doing the editing, and you know, I like helping her out with that. We've kind of developed a little bit of community, so I just want to thank all you guys. Like the comments are just awesome. Like, we've learned a ton, we've laughed a ton. Yeah, it's just so great. I mean, we rarely, if ever, ask for likes or subscribes, but we do ask for comments, because the comments are just so great. Because one, it helps us learn. There's some really experienced gardeners out there that comment on our videos and give us some tips and tricks. But the other thing is, we meet some really cool people from all over, you know, the US, Canada, the UK. Iwan, you're awesome. And we just actually got our first seed sent to us from a viewer. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's Roxanne. And Roxanne is awesome. She's in Ontario. She sent us 4 different kinds of seeds, and we sent her some of our poppies, which is great. And she's a regular commenter on our channel. And yeah, it's just, we love YouTube for this alone. It's amazing. We're going to be able to grow, hopefully we're going to be able to grow some of her flowers in our garden. And I think that's just awesome. So thank you, Roxanne. Like I said, Roxanne has a YouTube channel that she just started. It's called Roxanne's Empty Nest Gardens, and she has a beautiful yard with tons of potential, and she's starting to shoot some videos. If you wanted to check out a channel that is literally going to grow a bunch, maybe not overnight, obviously, but she's got some plans for this year which are pretty exciting, and she's got a few videos that are really good. So what we'll do is we'll put her a link to one of her videos in the description below, and also in the end screen. So if you guys want, please go check her out. Like I said, she's got a couple really neat little videos, and she's going to be growing, trying to grow a bunch of food this year, and I'm sure it's going to keep going. So anyways, thank you guys. Please keep the comments coming. Yeah, we just love it. We love it. So have a good night. Right on.